without written consent of WPSL or WSTU is strictly prohibited. And now, welcome to My Dream Home Radio with Miss Eileen Simons.
Hey, good morning. Morning, everybody.
How are ya?
Just dandy.
Good stuff.
Living the dream. In paradise.
Living your dream home.
Well, that too. Yeah, I get to help everybody have their dream home, which is a wonderful thing.
So a busy weekend, maybe? I hope.
Well,
showings and
I
stuff?
was gonna state my opinion a little bit later, but since you're bringing the weekend up, I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah, I have a new listing in the Florida Club, and we had an open house yesterday, which was very well attended for this time of year. I was pleased with the people that came to visit. We were having a conversation about roofs.
Oh.
You know what a big conversation that is right now. And I got to tell you, I think it is absolutely wrong for insurance companies to tell people that they need to replace their roof. These people buy a home, and if it's a new home and whatever it is, but they put a roof on their house and they get told, "Oh yeah, your shingles have a 25-year life." And then the insurance company is making them replace them in 5 years. Or you have a barrel tile roof and they tell you, "Oh, these roofs are good for 40 years. We can take the tiles off and just make a repair when we need to." And then you have an insurance company telling you that, I'm sorry that I'm getting animated about this, but I feel vehement about the fact that insurance companies should not be able to require people to replace their roofs at exorbitant amounts of money before that roof really needs to be replaced.
Exactly.
It's wrong.
Well, and we have friends in the roofing industry, and I was telling one of them, and I said, we got a barrel tile roof in St. Lucie West, and it's, 6 years old. Well, and they said, "Oh, this could be trouble for you in about 4 years." I said, "What?" I said, "It's got a 30-year warranty."
Yeah.
I said, I've got the whole thing in writing. And they said, "This is totally out of our control." And the problem is the state just sits there, and they have an insurance commissioner. I'm not even sure what this individual does except collect $250,000 a year salary. And, of course, other perks. And what do? They're not doing a thing. It's terrible. It really is terrible.
Well, I'm not sure they're not doing a thing. I think they're trying to do some things, but they're going around it. They're going about it the wrong way. I mean, it's, to tell roofing companies that you're not allowed to knock on doors and solicit business, which is what they did last year. They told roofing companies that they couldn't knock on doors and solicit business.
Well, I get that. Living through the hurricanes.
It is the responsibility of the homeowner to be aware of good contractors and not so good contractors.
Right.
Before you hire a contractor, you need to do your homework. Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but as Cliff could tell you, we had unlicensed contractors walking up to this radio station. Said, "Oh, hurricane, and you need to do this, you need to do that," and oh yeah. But I mean, they were coming in 3 or 4 a week, and yeah, I get what you're saying, but there are other ways to get business.
Yes, there are. That's true. There are, but. Look how many times you get something in the mail or somebody knocks on your door and says, "We'll pay you this amount of money for your house." You've talked about that often. And, I mean, that is part of living in a free country and being able to solicit business.
Hey, we're up to 600,000 now.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And what state was it? We were watching NBC Nightly News, or maybe it was Shep. I think we were watching Shep on CNBC. And one of the states has come down big time on that group out of San Francisco, and actually the Attorney General has gone after them for fraud because what they're not telling you in that postcard is that they will give you 600, say, I'm using that as an example, but
They're not telling you what they're going to charge back.
you have to pay for all the repairs.
Sure.
Which will bring it down to whatever.
Yep.
$100,000 or something.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Wow. So how can folks get in touch with you?
So, if you want to call into the show, you can do that by calling, of course, here at the studio, 772-340-1590. If you want to reach our team, me or our team, you can call or text 772-200-5105. If you don't want to call or text, you can always email to mydreamhometeam@yahoo.com. And we have somebody on the phone this morning.
Yeah, Lou from Fort Pierce.
Yes,
Good morning. You're
I bought a
on.
house,
Hi,
a
Lou.
house about 8 years ago, and everything was cool. It had a nice metal roof on it, looked really good. And just recently, our insurance people come to us and said, "Well, that's got to come off. You got to put a new roof on." I said, "Well, there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't leak. It doesn't do anything. It's just beautiful. Steel. What the hell?" And well, they said, "Well, it's not up to code." I said, "Well, when I bought it 8 years ago, it was up to code." They said, "Well, you don't have plywood underneath there. You got 1x4s every 2 foot." I said, "Nope, that's got to come off."
How in the world do they know that?
I don't know. But they told me that it's got to come off. So I got 3 guys who come and take a look at it, 3 different companies, to see who's got the better price and stuff like that. But it was really ridiculous. They said that because it was in the prime of the plywood deal going on, they charged me $100 a piece to have plywood installed underneath that roof.
Yep.
190 pieces of plywood. Now, I'll tell you, that thing come close to about $50,000 to put a new roof on that house, and there was nothing wrong with it.
All I can say to people is shop around for your insurance companies. There are insurance companies out there that will insure your roofs that are older, and you should shop around.
Well,
People
we did.
forget that insurance companies are in the business to make money. That's
No
their
doubt
bottom
about that.
line. Their bottom line is they need to keep their board of directors happy, who expects them to make money.
And their mistresses.
No,
Oh,
no,
no,
don't
no,
go
no.
there. That's somebody else's commercial. Don't go there.
Whoa. Give him a tongue lashing. Don't take nothing from him. Well, anyway, I just thought I'd tell you that.
Well, we appreciate your call, Lou, and I mean, how in the world the insurance company gets into what is code now and what was code when your roof was installed only 8 years ago? It's
How
beyond
is that
me.
to be? How did they know that I only had 1x4 slats? There was nothing wrong with it.
Well, I think
It worked good.
the next time if that happens again, if you still have the same insurance company, I'd be calling the city first and saying,
Yeah. Well, and things changed dramatically after 2005 because Miami-Dade had changed their code,
well, that's very true.
and
but
then we all adopted it.
even when you are doing renovations, if you aren't doing 50% of the structure in renovations, then you're not required to bring everything up to code. But
Right.
if you are doing more than 50% of the structure in your renovation project, then everything has to be brought up to code.
Sure. No, I get that. You bet. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for the call, Lou. We appreciate it.
Keep up the good work. You got a great program.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You're welcome.
Wow, that's a scary story. Wow, that's scary. Oh, 50
8
grand.
years?
50 grand.
How ridiculous.
Oh, and I thought ours was bad. It was around 20. It was like, oh my God. Oh,
How ridiculous.
yeah, it is. It really is. Well, Eileen Long, who's been a swap shop sponsor.
Yeah,
for
that's
years.
why I got on that's why I came in
Yeah.
with an attitude this morning because I heard her.
Well, and she rails against a bunch of companies too. It's like, do your homework. She's been preaching that for years. Do your homework. Yeah, because they're not all the same. Very, very true. They're not all the same. Well, just an FYI, folks. Interesting show. We've had it for over a year and
Year and a half.
Year and a half. Yeah. If you'd like to help sponsor this, feel free. Give us a call here at WPSL. We'll help you out. Yeah.
Yep. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, we are happy to feature individual communities.
Mm-hmm.
We are happy to bring anybody onto the show as a guest who has anything to do with the real estate, even remotely.
I took Carol. She had not seen, I want to say the backside, if you will, of Tradition. And so we went all the way down to Becker Road, saw all that new development there, went all the way out Tradition Parkway.
Ah, so you saw the roundabout by Veranda Gardens. Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't like that?
Oh, the one by Veranda's not bad.
I love that sail.
Yeah. Yes.
They
yeah.
did a good job with
That's
that.
beautiful. But no, they have one down by Renaissance Charter School.
Yes.
That's a nightmare roundabout.
Mm.
Nightmare. And I got caught in the right turn thing. It's a mess. But anyway, long story short, we go way out there, and beautiful charter school, brand new high school, Treasure Coast or Tradition Prep, and yeah, very cool, very cool. It's but boy, that you talk about infrastructure problems. We're sitting there by the fountain, just watching the fountain and thinking, wow, 15,000 people now, 120,000 in 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
How do these people move? Because you basically have Tradition Parkway, you have Becker Road, and then you have Crosstown Parkway.
Well,
those are the only east-west.
St. Lucie
roads.
says that they have all of their plans in place for infrastructure for growth. So I would
hope they
expect
do.
them to be working on that.
Yeah. And Tradition Parkway will eventually be going out to Okeechobee County, as will Crosstown, and so will Becker. So, I mean, they're all going to go way west, but boy.
Well, if you still like the country, there's plenty of country around. I drove 710 from Okeechobee to Indiantown one day last week. 'cause
Oh,
I had
that's
to be
pretty.
out in Okeechobee. Yeah, that's wide open country. It
It's
was
beautiful.
it's such a nice drive.
But there again, you're going to Indiantown, which is an area that's just going to absolutely explode.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
I mean, that's the next big growth area.
Yeah. I mean, I've said before, everything on Canner Highway between 95 and Indiantown is for sale. Everything on Citrus is for sale, or a good portion of it. So, yes. There's already, I'm going to say maybe about a mile or two west of 95. There's already 2 communities that have their building permit signs up, so they're already working on it.
So you're a Michigander, which is cars.
Yes.
Somebody at our bank has mentioned that there is a part of Martin County down by Pratt and Whitney, and right near where you are at Florida Club.
That's my backyard, yeah.
All the way down to Palm Beach County, supposedly. This land has been purchased by major developers who are involved in Formula One racing.
But that right now, That is nothing but scuttlebutt.
Okay.
Okay? Nobody has made an announcement because I just read something this
Okay,
week about it.
I knew you'd know something about it.
Nobody has made an announcement where the property is that they are thinking about having that. I can only hope it's further west than that. But officially, nobody is saying that they have purchased the property or where it is. All they're saying is Martin County.
That will be. He's naming off all the stuff that's going to be there, and I'm thinking, Martin County permitted this?
No.
I was shaking my head, going, okay, that board's
I mean,
really
look at
changed.
Costco. Look how long that's been trying to get permitted and how many
God.
times they've changed. And there is a community very close to us that I know of, and that thing is a year delayed, partially because of COVID, partially because they have re-permitted and replatted several times.
Oh, God.
So, I mean, people might say, oh, we're going to do this in Martin County, or we were going to do this in St. Lucie County, wherever. But between the time that they decide that's where they want to do it and the time that it actually gets started is years.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, you got another call?
Good morning, Charlie. How are you? How's Palm City today?
Palm City is good. You started giving me a heart attack when you started talking about Port St. Lucie. I was in outside sales for a long time, and I think I'd have a heart attack in all of this tie-up, traffic. But you do have a great show. I listened to, I think it was Lou, and I agree with him. I love your show. What's going on in Palm City? Remember about 3 or 4 weeks ago, you said, oh, well, I was going to do that, but I did something else.
Actually, I brought numbers today for many of and that's what I was going to start with today, but we kind of got off on this roofing rant.
Oh, that's okay. Now, there's something going on in Old Palm City, and I'm going to walk over there. I think they may be putting in a pumping station. All of a sudden, there's digging and pushing dirt, and you name it.
Oh,
'Cause
where
I
in
think
Old Palm City?
Right off of Map Road.
Okay.
You know where the helicopter liftoff is? The Light Star thing? That's like behind my house almost.
Oh, yeah, I
So
do.
I don't
Okay,
think
I know where you mean.
Yeah, there's the park. The park is right there.
Yes, it
You have
is.
the
Yes.
library. So I don't see how they could do a private home.
Well, you'll
with a
have to go
helicopter
over and
thing.
ask. See what they tell you.
Yeah. I hear a lot of Spanish. I should say, muy bien,
Yeah, there
¿Cómo
you go.
está?
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I'm going to get off the phone and
And I will
listen to
start
you
with
and,
Palm City's numbers.
looking for November 1st. IRSC is Indian River State College starting basketball. Can't wait.
Oh, maybe not.
And the Met game last night, Greg, was the most exciting game I've ever listened to on the radio.
It was insane. Yeah.
Started
I
at 1:30 and ended up almost at, 7:30
It
or
was,
something?
it was amazing. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Heart Attack City and the Mets are great, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fun. And actually, IRSC may not start then, depending on, and this all depends on the Mets. But if the Mets, because we're contractually obligated to carry the Mets, and we're going to start moving them during the week because of football and all the other stuff on the weekend. So anyway, long story short, if they make it, the World Series has been pushed back 3 weeks because of the lockout. So
It's already too late.
oh, it's ridiculous. Well, I just hope it's two northern eastern teams and they play the World Series in the snow, because that's what I'm hoping. Anyway, long story short, our basketball games would have to go away in favor of the Mets. So we'll see what happens.
Well, that would just be
I'm
temporary.
thinking about going to a few games. I love that team. I
Oh
love
yeah,
that team.
well yeah, you're welcome. You can come sit over on the other side with us.
All right. I'm old enough to remember the Miracle Mets. That was a wonderful time.
Man,
Okay.
Well, I'm going to get off the air and
Yeah.
have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for your call.
Well, okay, Palm City, huh?
Okay, so you hear so much about, the market is so way down now. and-
Nationally, they're really pushing that now.
Yes, they are.
Oh,
Well,
it's-
because of course, they push doom and gloom. They want everybody to be victims. They want everybody to be in a panic all the time about everything.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
news, excuse me, but news people are all about drama. So they create it whenever they can, or they make it up.
yeah.
But that's like creative writing, right?
Certainly. That's what we used to call it.
Okay. Anyway, so I brought numbers. Everybody knows that this is the slow time. The summertime is the slow time in the Florida market. The Florida market is busiest during season, which is pretty much opposite of a lot of other parts of the country. A lot of other parts of the country don't have a busy winter season because, number one, kids are in school and parents already bought their houses before school started, or they had that process started. Or, number two, there's a lot of bad weather that interferes with showings, and so their season is opposite of ours a lot of times. But I do have local numbers for some of our neighborhoods just to show you, which is very typical what's happening in the summertime in this market. But when you compare it to summertime last year, our crazy market started 2 years ago and went until they raised the rates over 6%.
Right.
And then it just completely stopped.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So I have July numbers. So the closings in July, those actually are June sales because it takes anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks for a closing, depending on whether it's a cash sale or a mortgage.
I get that. Yeah. yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So these are July numbers, and when you look at July and the inventory is coming up, that's what's keeping our prices level because there are more homes on the market now than there were this time last year. But we'll start with Palm City. Single family homes in Palm City, and this is the month of July, and it compares July of 2021 to July of 2022. So July of 2022, there were 44 single-family homes that closed in Palm City. July, did I say 22? That was 21. July of 2021, there were 44 homes that sold in Palm City proper. July of 2022, there were 14.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. So single-family homes for the month of July, comparing year to year, were down over 68%. Just by
Boy,
numbers.
you have not had numbers like that at all before.
That's just by numbers.
I know.
Numbers
I
of
got
sales.
You. I got you, but
Okay, but another big reason is because of the prices.
here you go.
The average sales price in July of 2021 in Palm City was a little over $673,000,
Ooh.
which is already pricey compared to what it had been a year
Yeah.
before that. Well, in July of 2022, the average sales price was over $828,000.
What?
Yes.
What? Oh my God. Oh.
That's a 23% increase year over year. Right now,
That's a hell of an investment.
right now in general,
Whoa.
if your home is priced under $400,000, you are still getting multiple offers the first week the house is on the market.
Really?
Yes, if your house is priced under $400,000, no matter where you are, you're getting multiple offers the first week the house is on the market.
Wow.
If they're over $400,000, that's not happening. and showings are very down. But this is the time of year. From July 4th through Labor Day, this is the slowest time for showings. Compounded by the fact that there are a lot of buyers here who are still cash buyers or who thought they were going to be here by now but couldn't find the house that they wanted last season. So either they went back north or they rented something. Those people who rented last January, February, or March, those leases aren't going to be up until next January, February, or March. So they're not shopping yet.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Okay, so
wow. I'm shocked at Palm City.
Let me
That's
show
like
you.
800 grand.
Let
Wow.
me show you another one. This one is just to show you the difference, and I'm telling you, this is price range that makes this big difference. This is Fort Pierce. Okay, in 2021, July of 2021, there were 104 single-family homes that sold in Fort Pierce during that month. In July of 2022, there were 97, which is only a 6% decrease. There's still an increase in prices, but the top price is still below that $400,000.
Sure.
So the average sales price of those 104 homes in July of 2021 in Fort Pierce was a little over $296,000. In July of 2022, it was a little over $337,000, which is still over a 13% increase, but it's still under that price range. It's still in the affordable price range for the Treasure Coast.
It's a $500,000 less than Palm City. Good grief. That number, 800 grand, it just blows me away.
So let's take a look at Port St. Lucie. Port St. Lucie in July of 2021 hit 461 single-family homes that sold with a average sales price of $341,479 actually is what it is. So a little over $341,000. And then July of 2022, there were 360 homes sold with an average sales price of $430 plus. So 21% drop in the number of homes sold during the month,
But
and a 26% increase in the average sales price.
yeah. Wow. Well, when we were looking at a couple home builders, and one of the signs said from the 400s to the 600s. And we saw that at a couple of those locations and traditions. So that's just as you're saying. That's going to be new construction.
Mm-hmm. Which is exactly why there's a lot of builders offering incentives right now. So if you are a buyer out there and you want to buy a house on the Treasure Coast, now is the best time to do it, because now is when you can get the best deal. Don't wait till September or October or November, because we're going to be right back in a competitive, a very competitive buyer environment.
Sure. That makes
the closer
sense.
we get to season.
Yeah, makes sense.
So these are Stewart numbers. July of 2021, there were 47 single-family homes that sold in Stewart. And July of 2022, there were 25 sold, which is a drop of almost 47%.
But for how much?
Average sales price in 2021 was $593,000. Average sales price in 2022 in July was $774,000. So that's an average increase of 30.5% on the sales price.
For those who don't think that buying a home is an investment, listen to these numbers, folks. Wow.
Yep.
Amazing. And unlike 2008, I don't think this is going to stop. I really don't think this is going to stop.
What do you mean stop?
As far as, I think the housing market is just going to continue to roll here.
Well, I think the housing market will be healthy enough to withstand what maybe happens in other parts of the country.
Yes.
We have enough buyers. Our state is attractive enough in many ways for people to want to be here. And we have enough buyers that are ready, willing, and able to buy as soon as they find what they want. So I think that's going to help us survive.
We were talking to a couple from Connecticut who just got a bill from the state of Connecticut for their exit fee.
Oh, yeah. Exit tax. I've heard of that.
Exit tax, which is mega thousands on their property. It's
Thank you very much for being a tax-paying citizen all these years.
Now get out and pay your bill again.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Wow.
So these numbers are Hobe Sound. This is July of 2021. There were 22 single-family homes that sold in Hobe Sound. And July of 2022, there were 16.
That's close.
27% drop.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't seem like it, but still, So July of 2021, the average sales price in Hobe Sound was almost $680,000. And in July of 2022, the average sales price of those 16 homes that were sold was almost $1.3 million.
Slight increase.
They call it a 90% increase.
Yeah, yes. Oh my God. Whoa. $1.3 million?
Yeah. See, what's happening is the luxury market, well, I don't want to say the luxury market, but it's kind of the luxury market has always lagged in the amount of time those properties stay on the market. They generally stay on the market a lot longer than the other.
Well, fewer people can afford those.
Right.
Let's get real. Yeah.
Right. But when you come to an area like this that already has a higher price range, those properties now are not staying on the market a year like they were before. Like it was nothing before to have a Hutchinson Island property that was on the market for a year because they just take longer to sell.
Not
Not
now.
anymore. Not anymore.
Wow. $1.3 million. Whew.
Jensen Beach numbers are incorrect on here, so that's not going to help me to give you that because I think they got mixed up with the condos. Do you know where Sewell's Point is? Does everybody out there know where Sewell's Point is?
Okay. Explain it for some of the new folks in the area.
Well, the easiest way I can explain it is when you are on East Ocean Boulevard and you are heading east toward the ocean, when you get to the first bridge, that's Sewell's Point.
Turn left at Benihana's.
Thanks. Okay. I was just over there for a closing not too long ago.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, when you go across the second bridge, that's Hutchinson Island. You're right at the at Stewart Beach and the Oceanographic Society. But the end of that bridge before that, that's where Sewell's Point is. So it's not a big area. It, of course, is in a beautiful area. In July of 2021, they sold 3 single-family homes.
I'm not surprised. Yeah. It would be really low. Yeah.
In July of 22, they sold 2 single-family homes. July of 2021, the average sales price for those 3 single homes was a little over 2.4 million. And they got these numbers backwards again. Okay, let's reverse them. Average sales price was 1.4 in 2021. In 2022, it was 2.4.
Wow. $1 million more. Good grief.
Yeah. I had a conversation with somebody that came into the office this weekend. Well, can you tell me, because they're looking for a bigger house, 4 bedrooms. How much have the prices, this size prices, how much have these increased over the last year? And I showed them numbers. It wasn't just pulled out of my memory. I showed them good solid numbers that showed that those homes in that area had increased at least $100,000 over the last year, at least.
Wow. Amazing.
But according to these numbers, that's not even keeping up with it. So,
wow. It's amazing. Thank you for the update. Boy, you've covered the whole Treasure Coast except northern part, but you've done that before. Yeah.
we can do further north next week.
Yeah. A reminder.
These are the easiest ones for me to get to.
There
so
you
that's
go.
why I pulled those.
As you have in your notes, watch out for those big orange buses. They're all over the place.
Yeah, really. School's back
attention.
in, so people pay attention and slow down. I'm telling you, I saw a black truck today. I was stopped with the stoplight on this side, and there was a
Yep.
crossing guard that was bringing the kids across the street in front of us. Well, and there's a crossing guard bringing kids across the street on this side of the intersection as well. So basically, everybody should be stopping and waiting.
4-way stop, basically.
This black truck was second in line, went around the car in front of him, and turned in front of those kids that were crossing the street. I mean, what is the matter with people?
That would just drive me insane. Oh. Yeah. Please slow down. And they will, believe me, if they see you and you're going more than 20 in a school zone, or
You'll
worse,
get pulled over and get ticketed.
or like Cliff was talking about, if you're on your cell phone in a school zone, you'll get nailed for that too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And rightfully so.
You bet. Yep.
Those kids are so vulnerable, and it's our responsibility to take care of them. They're out there going to school doing what they're supposed to do.
Exactly. Yep. Wow.
Anyway. Well, we pretty much went through that already.
So the mortgage rates, have they gone down a little bit? Just a hair?
Well, they did, yes, because, the beginning of the summer, like in June, they were raised over 6%, and that's when the market just stopped.
National.
Like a screeching halt. Yes. Well, so now they have come down a little bit. The newest information that I pulled up yesterday was it says home buying is 5% cheaper than a week ago.
Okay.
Mortgage rates have settled into the 5% range, which is the information that I can gather. The 30-year fixed rate mortgage averaged 5.13% this week, which was down slightly from its 5.22 average last week. That's a report from Freddie Mac. So they learned very quickly, the mortgage industry, I would say, learned very quickly that when rates went over 6%, that's when all the layoffs started. So they needed to keep them Although, as we have talked about many times before, 5% is still a steal compared to
Sure.
15 or 18%.
Well, ours was 18, our first house in
Yeah.
San Diego in the 70s. Yeah.
Yep. Let's see what else. They give you 15-year fixed rate averages. They averaged 4.55% this week. Last week's was 4.59%. Now, they compare them to this time a year ago. 15-year rates a year ago were 2.16%. So yes, they are a lot higher than they were a year ago. But since June, I'm going to say since June, not just last week, but since June, they both 30-year fixed and 15-year fixed have come down. Adjustable rates, as interest rates increase, adjustable rate mortgages for those that will write them become more popular. So they're talking about hybrid adjustable rate mortgages again. And they averaged 4.39% this week. Last week they were 4.43%.
Okay, question on mortgages. You're rattling off $1 million for whatever for homes. Can you still get jumbo loans?
Oh yeah, jumbo loans are still out there. You have to be able to qualify for them.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. I did not get time this week. I am going to do it next week, although if you have any questions about a lender and information about what a certain interest rate means to you as far as a mortgage payment, I recommend that you reach out to your favorite lender. If you don't know who to talk to, send us a message or call us, and we can certainly put you in touch with local reputable lenders that you can choose from to talk to.
Yeah, we've got, what, a year and a half left on the house?
That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like the finish line. I can almost see it.
That's all. That's almost all interest. You should pay that off and save all that interest. Of course, you'd lose that deduction then.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
That's all right. The IRS cronies won't come after you then.
Yeah, right. All 87,000 of them.
Oh my God. This kind of goes back to talk about what we were talking about before. And this is from national information here. Bidding wars moved down market, which is exactly what I was talking about before, that if you are under $400,000 in this area, you're still going to be, you can still anticipate multiple offers. They won't come the first day, but you might get them within the first week. So this stated that bidding wars moved down market to more affordable homes for one, while new home starts fell 10%. Yes, and we are seeing that here also because, you know, what people don't understand many times about developers and builders is they have to make their plans so far in advance that it's always a crapshoot for them. And then 3 years ago started, combined with the fact that materials were unavailable and prices for available materials were going through the roof. So they had to make those purchases and order those materials 3 years ago that are getting used now, which is why those prices of those new homes that were $300,000 before for a starter are now $400,000.
We were talking to a couple who just moved from New York to Tradition and upset that they're paying for this apparently absolutely spectacular clubhouse that may not be done for another 2 years, but they're paying for it now.
Oh, sure.
And it's like, they're not happy campers. They're just they love where we live in St. Lucie West.
Well, another reason why buyers, especially buyers, this is another whole subject, but if you are a buyer and you're coming here from a different area, you owe it to yourself to view whatever you're going to purchase in person.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
The money that you spend to do that will be well spent because you'll be making a much better decision as part of your information gathering activities that you should be doing about your community before you make the purchase.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be hearing a lot of things in the next year about companies that are going to tell you that buying virtually is the best way to do it. But I'm here to tell you that
No.
I am here to tell you that a local realtor who knows the area is going to be well worth their weight in gold for you to use as you make a purchase.
Exactly. Sure. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm so old anyway. It makes no difference. But, I'm old enough to say that I want to, see something. If I'm going to buy a home, I want to tour it. Video tours are nice, but it's not the same.
No, it's not.
It's not the same.
No, it's not. I read something. I thought I brought it, but I haven't been able to find it yet. But I read something the other day that said in the month of June, 60% of buyers walked away from their purchase agreement.
60?
60, yes. That tells me
Ooh.
that tells me that and we saw it all season long down here. Buyers are making offers on more than one property. And they have no loyalty to anything. Even if they make, you can't buy two houses, but what they're doing is they're tying up houses just to be able to have the opportunity to buy them. They're making offers on more than one house, and then, or they find one that they think they want, they go ahead and make the highest offer on it so that they can hold that house while they have their home inspection done. They're still out shopping. They're making an offer on another house in case they don't like this one. They have their home inspection, and then they want to renegotiate the price $40,000 down. It's not right.
Yeah. Wow.
I know we're running out of time. One more thing I wanted to talk about today, which I think is hilarious, although it's a necessity. That's why people are doing this by necessity. Of course, nobody can see our outline, but my outline says the Golden Girls again and again.
Okay.
Okay, this is the article that I read. Inflation and high housing costs spur more baby boomers to find roommates. Some Americans in their 60s and 70s are turning to home sharing because high inflation, rising housing costs, and limited savings are making solo living tough to afford. 20 years ago, about 1% of older adults were house sharing with non-relatives. Today, it's over 1 million older adults, more than double the number of that time. There's a significant portion of the population going into their mid-60s with $20,000, $30,000 in their 401ks, which isn't going to get them anything, or nothing saved. Of course, there is a roommate matching internet platform.
Oh, here you go. Oh, boy.
Anyway.
And J-Lo's not available. Folks.
Anyway, I know friends of mine who are considering this. And not only is it the housing costs, but the rising inflation of everything is causing people. What you don't realize is a fixed income is a fixed income. And if you're depending on Social Security, the 3% increase that they give you is nothing compared to the way prices are going up nowadays.
Well, we're going to get 9% this year. And then they'll tax the whole thing. It's what a mess. Yeah.
Anyway, so I think that's pretty neat. Golden Girls, because they're still on. What's that station they're still on late at night?
Oh, wow.
Hallmark station.
Oh, okay. They're on Hallmark? Okay.
Yes.
I love that show.
So if you're
Funny show.
considering having a non-relative roommate, watch the Golden Girls at night on Hallmark, and you'll get some good information for future thinking.
Oh, what an amazing show. They shot that on our Fox lot. And, oh, my God. I used to watch some of the closed circuit stuff in my Dodger office.
Yep.
And
I can't even imagine. I mean,
just-
I know what came out in the show, but what didn't come out in the show.
The outtakes are, the outtakes could have been Emmy material. I mean, it was truly incredible.
I mean, all those women were so funny in their own right anyway.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm sure that they just had one-liners one after another.
And they did. And they did. Oh, boy. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, I would just sit in the office and cry. I was laughing so hard. And then we had show the Wayans family, Living Color.
Oh, yes.
And that too. Although there no one was allowed to tape their rehearsals. In other words,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Well, I think when it's all family, you might have a little more control over it, right?
Yeah, that's who knows. I mean, it was a big lot, It's gosh, we're almost done.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh.
Okay, so if you need to reach us for anything, you can use the phone number 772-200-5105 or email us at mydreamhometeam@yahoo.com. We welcome all of your comments and questions. We work with buyers and sellers on the whole Treasure Coast and beyond, and we're here for you.
Sounds good. All right. Well, keep those Martin County numbers coming. St. Lucie County and Indian River, you're next week.
Right.
All right. Have a good week.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to My Dream Home Radio right here on WPSL, Port St. Lucie, and WST